Good morning, dear friends. This is Ratheesh, PGT Economics, Kendra Vidyalaya, Madurai number 2. Hope you are fine. Stay home, safe home. Take care. Regarding the social science curriculum for the class 8, we have history, geography, and civics. In this session, we will start with the first unit of civics, Indian Constitution. Before the session starts, I just want to ask you one question. Which is the longest constitution in the world? Which is the longest constitution in the world? Yes, it is Indian Constitution. Why Indian Constitution is the longest constitution in the world? Because it has 448 articles, 25 parts, 12 schedules. Indian Constitution is a written constitution. It is the world's longest constitution. It has a preamble. Preamble means preface the constitution, introductory part of the constitution. It explains the content of the constitution like index. So preamble of the constitution is the preface of the constitution. Indian Constitution has 448 articles, 25 parts and 12 schedules. As of 25th January 2020, there have been 104 amendments of the Constitution of India. What is amendment? Amendment means modification. When the society changes, some rules and regulations should be modified. So, as per 104th Amendment, it is happened in 2020 January. Some reservation policy related to the SC/ST Anglo-Indian community has been changed. Now we will discuss the meaning of the Constitution. As you know, for the proper functioning of any institution, organization, some rules and regulations are needed. In the same manner, for the proper functioning of a country, laws are necessary. Some rules that made by the legislature for the country is termed as law. So legislature means lawmaking body of the government. It is a parliament. Parliament makes some rules and regulations for the country, that is known as law. A constitution consists of set of rules and principles to govern country. A constitution consists of set of rules and principles to govern the country. To govern the country, certain rules and regulations are needed. That set of rules are termed as constitution. It is a set of rules by which our government rules our country. It is a supreme law of the land. Constitution is a supreme law of the land. All other laws have to conform to the constitution. Now we will discuss about the definition of the Constitution. Constitution is a document containing laws and rules which determine and describe the form of the government, the relationship between the citizens and the government. Constitution is a document. It, as you know, means it is a written document, and this document contains rules and laws. Why these rules and laws? To define the relationship between citizens and government, and the type of the government, whether it is a presidential, parliamentary, etc. So simply we can define, it is a simple definition, simply we can define it as a document which contains laws and rules which determine and describe the form of the government and the relationship between state and citizens. A constitution is a set of fundamental principles or established precedents according to which a state or other organization is governed. This is also the same. It is a fundamental principle. It is a set of fundamental principles or established precedents. Precedents means laws. So there are some laws or principles, established principles to which a state or other organization is governed. To govern the state, some rules and regulations are needed, and the constitution is a set of fundamental principles. Now we will discuss history of Constitution. Indian Constitution was drafted by the Constituent Assembly, which was formed in December 1946. A Constituent Assembly was there to form the Constitution, and it was formed in the year December 1946. In the Constituent Assembly included 389 members and 292 members from different parts of the country. Many members participated, more than 292 members from different parts of India participated in the drafting of constitution, and the Constituent Assembly was headed by Dr. Rajendra Prasad. The father of the Constitution, father of Indian Constitution is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He is the chief architect behind the formation of Indian Constitution, and our Constitution came into effect on 26 January 1950. On 26 January 1950, our Constitution came into existence. Our Constitution is based on the principles of democracy, socialism, and secularism. Our Constitution is the longest Constitution. So we borrowed different principles from different countries. For example, from UK's Constitution, we borrowed parliamentary form of government, single citizenship, the role of speaker, president as a nominal head, bicameral parliament, etc. From American government, we borrowed the principles of fundamental rights, independent judicial system, preamble, separation of different branches of the government. From Russian Constitution, we adopted fundamental duties, 5-year plans, etc. From the Constitution of Ireland, directive principles of the state policy was adopted. From French Constitution, we borrowed the principles of liberty, equality, and fraternity. So we borrowed different principles from different parts of the country. So that's why it is a lengthy constitution, longest constitution in the world. And now we will discuss of the preamble of the Constitution. What is preamble of the Constitution? Preamble can be referred to as a preface which highlights the essence of the entire Constitution. It is the preface of the Constitution. It was adopted on 26 November 1949 by the Constituent Assembly and came into effect from 26 January 1950. The preamble of the Constitution is a brief introductory statement that set out the guiding purpose and principles of the document. So this is the preface of the Constitution. It is an introductory statement of the Constitution that set out the guiding purpose and principles of the Constitution. This is the preamble of the Constitution, Indian Constitution. Now we will read the preamble of the Constitution. This is the preamble of the Constitution. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all citizens justice, social, economic, and political liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. This is the preamble of the Constitution, the introductory statement of the Constitution. Actually, preamble is not a part of our syllabus. Anyhow, we will discuss the key terms related to the preamble. It is useful for the further discussions, even though it is not in our syllabus. First term is we the people of India. We the people of India having solemnly resolved. So we the people means that word signifies power is ultimately vested in the hands of the people of India. In 1976, by 42nd Amendment, we inserted the words socialism, secularism, and integrity. And some other key terms, sovereign. Sovereign means India is an independent country and there is no foreign domination over our power. There is no external power dominating our country. We are independent. We are, and regarding the socialist, we have a socialist form of government. We adopted the socialism also. Uh, Private sector also coexists with the public sector in our country. It is a democratic socialism in India. Secularism in the sense there is no official religion in our country. All religion are equally respected. There is no official religion for our country. Democratic. In the first part of the preamble, we can see we the people of India, and the last part of the constitution, there is a statement: give to give give to ourselves this constitution. Clearly indicate the democratic spirit involved even in the constitution of India is democracy. India is a democracy. The people of India elect their governments at all levels by a system popularly known as one man, one vote. So, in India, there is a democracy ruled by the people. The people indirectly elect. People select their representatives. Indirectly, there is an indirect democracy. Representative governs the country. And the last term, republic means the state of head is elected person. The head of the state is elected by the people directly or indirectly. In India, the president is nominal head of the state and he is indirectly elected by the people. Now we will discuss the basic very important, not only basic, it is a very important part of this lesson. Why does a country need a constitution? A constitution lays out certain ideals that form the basis of the kind of the country that we as citizens aspire to live in. So, constitution tells about the fundamental nature of our society. It explains some basic ideals in which the citizens aspire to living. It helps to serve as a set of rules and principles that all the persons in a country can agree upon as a basis of the way in which they want the country to be governed. So everyone in the country has to follow the rules and regulations, and we have to obey the constitution, the provisions of the constitution. This includes the type of the government and also an agreement on certain ideals that they all believe the country should uphold. So we already in the definition part we discuss constitution defines the form of the government. So in India we can see that there is a parliamentary form of government and all the citizens of the country have to obey the constitution. In democratic societies, the constitution lays down the rules that guard against the misuse of authority by our political leaders. It lays certain important guidelines that govern decision making process. So constitution checks the misuse of power. Some political leaders or government officers may misuse their power. So constitution checks such a misuse of power. Constitution plays an important role in a democracy that a dominant group doesn't use its power against any person, group, organization, etc. So in a country there will be a dominance of majority over the minority. Such a dominance also should be controlled by the constitution. For example, in India, Hindu majority, it is Hindu majority, so there is a chance of dominance of this majority over the minority. So constitution checks such a dominance. Constitution prevents tyranny or domination of majority of a minority. The Constitution guarantees the right to equality to all citizens and says that no citizen can be discriminated on the basis of religion, caste, gender, etc. So our constitution guarantees a right to equality. All are equal before the law, and there is no discrimination on the basis of caste, community, gender, etc. This is the basic thing. So why do we need a constitution? Three things you have to know. Every citizen in India, every citizen in a country have to follow some rules and regulations for the governing of the country. To the governing constitution is required, or misuse the to check the misuse of the powers of political leaders, and to check the dominance of majority over minority. These are the importance of significance of constitution in a country, and in the next session we will discuss about the features of Indian constitution in detail. Till then, signing off. This is Ratheesh. Take care. Bye.